Akai Force has come out with a new update. It's the new update 3.0.2. In this update, we have the new integrated, Splice integration. So in this video, I'm going to go ahead and cover the Splice integration and show you, how to access that. But hey, if you're new to the channel, my name is Matthew with MatthewCreating.com, and on this channel, I do setup videos, tutorials, and overviews just like this one. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. So, Akai Professional has been promising the Splice integration, so I want to show you its release notes. So you can see right here, got the release notes. So basically, this is an update for the Force, but this integration, according to these release notes, is available for the MPC series, so the MPC Live and the MPC X, okay? Now, we're getting a 3-month trial with this, so I went ahead and just signed up for that trial. Now, you can see on the release notes here, it is the actual Force 3.0.2 firmware update. It's a firmware update, and it's for the hardware. Okay, so basically how you download this is you go to the Force product page, which I have it right there. So if you go to Akai Professional up here, you got products, you click on Force, and then you go to downloads, and the release notes are right there on top. And then if you have a Mac, Windows, or USB, you can download it in those manners. Basically, if you download this one here, you go ahead and put your Force in update mode and just update it. But let's go ahead and get back to these release notes. So the release notes here, basically, it's the Splice integration. So this is the big deal with this particular one. All right, it's the Splice integration. All right. So just from right here, okay, the Splice integration, so you have to sign up for it. So what I did is I came over to Splice, I signed up for it, and you get 3 months, okay, for free, and then I got the free packs right there. So I just installed this, so I'm still, kind of getting some sounds. So I selected a few sounds, but what you do is you sign up for it, okay, and then what you have to do is make sure that your Akai Force is on Wi-Fi. So you do that in the settings, okay, and then once it's in Wi-Fi, you basically sign up. There's a tab where you can sign up. Actually, let me just show you that. Let me show you that over here. Fade over to here. Hey, what's up, everybody? I see there's a couple people in. Electronic Sounds. Hey. I saw that you just updated your Akai product, so cool there, man. And hey, what's up, Mr. Pirate Bane? So yeah, I just got Splice too. So I just signed up for it, but you can see here, if you go to your menu, you go to your settings and Wi-Fi, you want to make sure you're on your Wi-Fi. All right, so I should have the password in there already. And it should already be set up right there. Make sure your Wi-Fi is on, select your network, set up your password, and then you go over here, Splice. So I'm already signed in, MatthewCreating, okay? And then, you could sync your files to whatever drive you want. You got the internal, or I could do it to like my SD card, which is right there, okay, which I probably will keep it on the SD card now that I see that. And then right here, it's going to ask you, before you get into this, it's going to ask you to sign in. So what you do is you sign in and you get the code. You'll get a code. And then you go to the website and you plug that code in, and then it gives you access. And so yeah, I should have access to it. So if I come back over here and go to my browser, right here it says Splice. So when I tap that, okay, there are new samples available to download. So you select your samples on the Splice website, and once you select them, you could sync them, and it's going to download those samples right there. It says downloaded 8 files. It downloaded them, complete, okay, and you got different folders, all samples by BPM, by instrument, by pack, by tag. Very cool there. And then, like I said, I only have a few in here so far. So let's go to all samples. So these are all the samples that I selected. All right, and there's some one shots, and right here is actually a loop. So give me a second here, let's see. So I got that loop there. All right, and what's up, Mojo Drum? So I will mention this, since this loop, from what I understand, has the embedded BPM. So whenever you push this right here, we got these new options as well. So this is the other part of the update. You have the sync option and the warp option right there. So this way, like if you're, you know, what have you, if you're going on the fly, you have it armed to play. When I push play to go ahead and audition it, you see how it didn't start right away because it was waiting for it to sync up. You see? Now let's actually try the warp feature. See, it says warp on, so what I'm going to try to do is change the tempo even, maybe speed it up. So I've got the tempo on 200. Okay, it didn't warp it to it, but it definitely started it, you know, it synced it. So I don't know if it has the BPM embedded on it, so it might not work if it's the BPM's not embedded on it as far as the warping. But anyway, I do have access to those samples. All right, and then, you know, the samples by BPM. So it organizes the folders for you by instrument. So I only downloaded drums so far, by pack. So these are the different packs that I pulled the samples from. And then by tag, so these are the different tags. Claps, closed. Now I will say I did download this one, and there's like a blank sample, so I don't know if that was the error with whoever uploaded that sound pack, because I was trying to get these hats. So these LL packages just glitched out. None of them are working. So that's kind of a bummer there. But if you look, or maybe it's because, maybe it's not working because I had it. Let's see. No, it's just not working. Anyway, so that's how you access everything there. So let me come back over here for a second. All right, so right here is going to explain everything what I just said. You know, Splice fuels creativity for producers, and these are royalty-free samples, presets, loops. All right, and you could download them and browse within Force, standalone. And it says before you begin, make sure your Force is connected to your network, which I showed you, and you have access to a web browser. Okay, and then go to your preferences, and then like I showed you, Splice tag, get the login code, and follow the on-string instructions. It's actually really simple to set up. It tells you everything. All right, once paired, you know, use the sync files. So I'll show you that again, because you do need to sync them. If I pull you back over here for a second. Right there, so this is the preferences. So if you go to your preferences, I'm already logged in, and right here I could sync my files. So I didn't put any new ones, but let me show you on my screen here. Here's the Splice website. Like I said, you could see in the corner, trial mode, because I got the trial. But right here we got the free sounds that you get in the trial. So for example, if I wanted to come into this particular sound bank, I could download the whole thing right here. It says download all. So if I wanted all of those sounds, I could do that. So actually, let's just do that. All, download all. So it's going to give me all these sounds. But say if I didn't want to download all, I can audition the sound right there, which I don't have the sound connected right now, but I can audition them right there. Or I don't think I have it on. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have it on. But I can audition them right there. And then when I want to download them, I can download them over here. Okay. And then there's different ones. There's not just drums, like right here. We got vocal hooks. So I could audition them. I'm just going to pick one randomly. Just let's do maybe something that has a little more space to it, like this one. Now I'm just looking because I could probably cut some different sounds out of there. So I'm going to go ahead and download that one. Maybe this one. Now obviously you would want to listen to these, like right here. You would audition them and see how it's auditioning, but I don't have it set up yet with the sound card. All right, so once those are, you select the ones you want there. You come back over to your Force, you sync your files, and then downloading 172 files or whatever. So I downloaded that whole sound pack. That's why there's that many, because that's what comes with the trial. And so yeah, this update, from what I understand, let me take you back over here for a second. Somebody's asking about the live. So it says MPCX, Force, MPC Live, Splice integration. MPC Live update 2.5 is out. So what I probably am going to do is after I end this stream, I'll go to the 2.5 on the MPC Live and show you what to do there. But yeah, it looks like it's for the live as well. Okay, and there you go. And then moving on, it basically just tells you everything I just showed you about the folders, the tags. And then the other section is in the browser. You can now audition samples / loops that have embedded tempo and sync with your project tempo. Press load and go to the browser and press the F key with the speaker, and you'll be able to access that. All right, and you got warp on and you sync on. So whenever you have warp and sync on, if there's a tempo embedded inside of the file, when you audition it, it will be in sync with the tempo of your project. Very cool there. All right, and there's some stability and reliability issues they address. So knobs, track mode, LEDs are no longer blank on first instantiation of default plugin track, which is good because that confused me for a while. Whenever I would load that plugin or whatever, I'd be like, where's everything at as far as the knobs are concerned? So now that they fixed that, that's a great thing. Sample edit, control surface to UI no longer locks up when processing deleted sample. Well, that's a good thing there. So they addressed that bug. Effects, air channel strip now instantiates with correct value for compressor threshold. All right, another bug addressed. MIDI tracks, MIDI program change off setting added. Okay, and then MIDI tracks, program change values now saved with projects, which I did see somebody did have that complaint that the program change doesn't save whenever I did a video about how to set up the MIDI options. Okay. And hey, I just want to say, if you're finding value in this video, go ahead and smash the like. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you guys. Oh, Electronic Sound, thanks. Hit the like button for our buddy Matthew. I appreciate that. And just while I got you here, I do want to cover one more thing before I go ahead and get off of this stream, and because I want to go to the MPC Live as well. I want to put this on the MPC. So I want to cover this for a second. I do have a Patreon I just launched, and you can see here, I got different tiers here. So the first one is $1 a month. You could sign up right here. You get a Roland 808 sound pack. And this is just if you're finding value, you want to support me month to month, you can go ahead and do that. And I got jam downloads right there. The second level is like a level where I want to do like a live stream and give you guys a sound pack every month. So whenever you get that sound pack, get downloaded on your Force or your NPC, and I want to do a live stream to kind of go ahead and use that sound pack so everybody could follow along. So it kind of creates like a common ground, like a community, so we can all talk about it and ask questions and figure out these devices together. You see what I'm saying? And you know, it goes up from there. But those are the main tiers that I really like. You know, I really want to get going because you know, I want to create it like a community type thing here. Okay, and back to the video here. So if you go back to your browser, Splice. All right, you have all these options, all the samples. So let's see if it synced all those samples. Yeah, look at all those samples I have access to now. So previous, oh, up. So by instrument, let's see if I can find those vocal samples. Vocals. Let's just load them. All right, it said it loaded it. So I'm gonna go to my menu, sample edit. Here's it. So you can see there's definitely a glitch. I don't know if it's something with my settings, but some of these samples aren't loading properly. So Akai, if you're watching, it's glitched out. Let me see if I can find something else here. So I did have some drums. So let's get into the drums. So let's just see if this 808 clap can load. Menu, sample edit. All right, so we're in business here. So I don't know why, but some of the samples are not loading properly. I do not know why. All right, so yeah, there you go. So let me just try something really quick. See if I can come over here. Let me go to my matrix. I want to add a drum program. All right, and then what I want to do, go to my browser, Splice, instruments, drums. All right, we got a bunch of things here. So now if you push this here, say if I want a kick, that should bring up all the kicks. Say if I like that kick, let me go to my notes. Load that kick. Load it on pad A1. See if I can find a snare. Now these are sounds I just downloaded on here. Snare. See if I like that one. Load it. Now let's see if there's hi-hats. Hat. And this is the issue I was having. These two aren't, there's a bug, so it didn't load those up. All right, let me see if I could find a loop, perhaps. Splice, maybe BPM. Yeah, even that hi-hat loop. So this LL sound pack is glitched. Load up that menu, sample editor. See if I could find something here. All right, so that's going to at least go to my knobs, screen, zoom in on that. Give me a symbol, okay? So if I want that symbol, And it sounds like there's a hi-hat in there too. So I want to process that. Just extract it or even assign it. Pad A3. Make a new sample. Let's extract the whole thing. Do it. Sweet. So now I got that going. Track edit. Then what I want to do is go to my pan velocity here on this one. Pull that down. And another thing you could do if you're doing this, you could go to your, let's just come over here. Step sequencer. What you could do is you could change your velocity here. Now say if I wanted to program something, I can come back to my I'm already on my step sequencer, back to my matrix, add a clip. So make it simple. Let's do like even 1 bar to keep it super simple right now. Put your bass kicks in. All right, and then you want to launch that clip. See? Boom, boom. Tempo still at 200. Let's knock that down a little bit. Bring this one down a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All right, quick example for y'all, just to show you, these sounds all came from Splice. You could find things to chop up. You can edit them right there. Kick out a quick drum beat. Pretty cool. Somebody's asking, does it load one-shots but not loops? It loads one-shots, it loads loops, it loads whatever you want. So I did load a loop just to show you. If I go to my audio track here, clip edit, or excuse me, go to my audio track. Let's make it 1 bar again. Okay. And I should have a loop in there. Or is that loop? So that loop loaded up right there. So this was from Splice. All right, so mute that one for a second. Play this clip. All right, so that's the loop I actually brought that cymbal from. So I cut the cymbal out of that loop. Just so you know. All right. All right. All right, so somebody's talking about the live. And so I didn't read the details on the live, so I'll do a different stream for the live and kind of cover everything there. And somebody's saying, what's causing some not to load bit depth? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is the bit depth. I don't know how to change the bed depth other than the audio recording. So, but yeah, there's definitely something causing them not to load. I don't know what exactly the issue is. But some of them are definitely not loading, but a lot of them are. So it's interesting. Like key, like these right here aren't loading. But these right here, these drums are. So there you go. New 3.0.2 is now live. So that's a way that's just a quick example how you could go ahead, find some sounds, throw them in there, and it's the Splice integration. All right. Very, very, very cool. So Solar Eclipse is asking, what is Splice? Splice is a website to find sounds. Splice is a website where you can find samples and sounds to load. And so here's Splice. And it's also got other things like community plugins. You could share, your projects with people. But this is Splice as far as the integration of the Akai Force. Splice here. Here's the website. Splice Sounds. There's a link in the description if you want to check it out. And I have the trial mode. So in the trial mode, you're limited to certain things. So I don't know if there's a link inside of Akai's, like if we're getting a new link to get access to other sounds or what. But I signed up for the trial mode. In the trial mode, you get these free packs. And that's where these drum sounds that I'm using now came from these packs. Okay, and what you do is you go in here, like click into here. You could audition your sounds right here, and I realized that I don't have the audio. I don't think the audio is coming through, but if you find something you like, you hit download, and I think there's different things. So like, no, I don't want to start subscription. All right, so for $8 a month, I believe it is, you get 100 sounds. All right, so yeah, Splice is monthly, so $8 a month, 100 credits, I should say. And if you come over to the different ones, so like over here, oh, I went to a whole different spot. That's the community, so obviously there's a Splice community. So if you come over here to these other ones, so these right here, it says use 1 credit. So these actually take credits. So if you pay $8 a month, you get 100 credits. So you get basically 100 sounds. So if you have, like if you download like a drum kit that it's like a loop, that's like 1 credit. So you could chop that loop up and get multiple sounds out of that one loop, for example. Or you could, do one shots. See what's in this one. And these are actually MIDI patterns, which we really don't have much of a use for. Anyway, there you go. That's Splice. Hey, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for a few minutes here. And yeah, this is pretty cool. This integration. Splice is fine, but for downloading manually, really difficult, is it? I don't think so, because there's actually, there's like a, let's see, you could download them, like there's a little Splice down here. There's like a Splice app you could download on your computer. And let's see, I just added these. So let's see if I could download them. Copy to clipboard, open folder. So what I did is I just downloaded them. And this is on my hard drive, this sample. So these are vocal one shots. All right, let me go ahead and turn my mic down for a second so I could, actually that's not gonna work. Let's keep the mic up. Let's turn this up. No, it's not gonna work. I was trying to get the audio from there so you can hear it. But yeah, it's integrated in there, but if you have Splice, you could download them on your own and you could load them up. Let's see what the properties are. This one's actually a WAV file. So it could be something to do with the bit rate. Maybe it's too high. Maybe I could downgrade this sample, maybe to 16 bits or something, and be able to pull it in. There was definitely a glitch. But yeah, there you go. It's not that hard. And then apparently there's a Splice client for Windows and Mac. So this is Windows. You can see here's your Splice client here. Open that up. So these are all the different sounds. These are the packs that I pulled sounds from. Okay, and it seems like it has like the same kind of tags that are inside of the Force. Like you got your vocals, bass, synth, percussions, drums. Looks like you could browse the library from here too. So there you go. The free trial, how many credits? Now, it looks like you just get certain particular ones that they give you for the trial. Now, I don't know the details on the trial. If there's like a code they're giving you, if you log in, let me check that really quick. Or if it's just the Splice trial. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to sign in really quick and see if there's any codes or anything. If I click into the Force, all right, that's not really helpful. And MPC, Force firmware updates on there, and the user guide. So I don't see any code. So update adds no kind of song mode. So yeah, no song mode, nothing like that. It's just a Splice integration. Just the Splice integration. Okay, so you know, we are getting the updates, so everything's in the works. You know, there you go, Splice sounds, and from what I could tell, right here, these are the free sounds that you get. These packs. It's like you don't get like a certain number of credits. You just get certain packs that you get to choose from, which they lay out to you right here. All right, so there you go. Thank you guys for hanging out. And let me show you again, if you just came onto the stream, right here, Splice integration. You got all your samples by BPM, by instrument, by key, by pack, by tag. All right, so I was showing you earlier, I pulled in some drums, made a drum kit. Let's see, synth. Those are considered synths. I kind of want to get some other sounds in there. Let's see, let me just download a different kit. what I'll do, I'll just download all of these. Fills, piano, let me download like a piano. And synth brass. Synth pad. And it does tell you like the key it is. So that's good. So since I just downloaded those, I go to my settings, Splice, and sync files. So it does put 3 different files that I selected from on splice.com. It just downloaded those onto my Force. So I go to menu, go to my browser, Splice, by instrument. Let's see if we got any synths. So now I got these synth pads. And this is E, B, or excuse me, this is E flat. It's D sharp, so what I want to do, you know what? Just add. Now I could do a drum program and put these samples in there, or do a key group maybe. Add a sample. Oh, I didn't load it. Let me load that. By instrument, synth. Just load that first one. So then I'll come back over. And there it is. Anyway, there you go. So the code, somebody's saying the code is in Akai Pro account. Like it's so, the Akai Pro account is so ridiculous to navigate now since they updated it. It's just, everything's mushed together instead of having, things organized. I guess they're trying to be more organized, but I found it easier to navigate before. So somebody's saying there's a code in there. There's a code in there. So where would the code be? Anybody know? My downloadable products, maybe? No. Account, store credit, gift card, registered products, NPC software, 809, the bank, artist pack, sound content, trap house, drums, legacy content, NPC support, central library, 2.5 update, upgrade offer to Loom, free. Okay, here we go. 3-month Splice trial. Let's do it. Looks like there's a code for the Force, and there's a code. There's a code for the Force and a code for the NPC. So I'm going to do. I don't know how to use that trial now since I already got a plan. Do I? How do I use that code? Maybe I got to start a new one. All right. So yeah, there is a code. Thanks for letting me know about that code. So I don't know, since I already signed up with the free trial on there, do I have to start a new one? I don't know how to use the code. Let's see. It says expand your sounds with over 2 million samples, loops, effects, and presets on Splice. Force customers can start with a 3-month free trial to Splice by using the follow promo code. Claim trial now. Here we go. Click that. Claim trial. That just takes me over to Force. To the Splice website. So let's try to log out and click that link. Now, I'm not showing the website because I don't know how secretive they are about these codes or whatever. So that's why I'm not, in there right now. But let's go ahead and get into it. All right, so I'm trying to sign up here. So there's a 14-day trial, and there's a spot to put your promo code. And yep. So let me, yeah. All right, so there you go. Got the code. So the code, if you go ahead and go to the Akai Pro website, you can download the code, log in, and you get access to 3 months. Very cool. And I just want to see what kind of, like, if is it a full thing, like a full access, or is it just going to give you certain expansions or whatever? Okay. JJ actually activate it. So let me show you this. So I put the code in and everything, and so when you sign up, you have the access to the trial mode, or you can activate it. And so you get 14-day trial in trial mode, or you can activate it. So when you activate it, you just put the code in, and it gives you your first 3 months. Okay, it says monthly price, first 3 months, $0. So there you go. You can start your subscription right there. Just so you have that information, guys. There you go. Very, very, I don't know, very informative. I'm just getting the information. I just figured out about this morning. Somebody left a comment that this upgrade was out, so there it is. All right, so people are asking about the Force. What are Gamble? Are you still down with the Force? Yeah, man. The Force. So the thing about the Force is it's going to continue to be upgraded. So yeah, I like the Force. It's a different environment. They are different things. The Force compared to the Live, both are powerful. I still think that the Live is more complete. So if you're looking for like a complete system to be, it's like more flexible, I should say, because you can export your waves. There's actually an export function, so you can export them and bring them into a DAW or whatever. And there's a song mode, so you could actually compose the song, and instead of like if you're trying to compose a song, go to launch, and compose it that way. So on the Force, there's no song mode, so that's why I'll continue to say that the Live is better. Once the Force comes out with a song mode, then it'll be like different. Everything will be different, or an arrangement mode, whatever they come out with. But Akai's going to come out with updates for the Force, so I want to see it improve. And and those are my 2 cents on it. And it sounds like somebody just bought the Force today, which is cool. And just order the Force today. Can't wait for song mode / follow actions. So yeah, the song mode is going to be dope when they come out with that. Now some people don't even care there's no song mode, because a lot of people, they use it live. They just use it live, or some people, they don't even care because they integrate it with Ableton and they just record their, like they could compose on there and record it, their little clips, audio clips in the Ableton. You could always resample your songs inside of the Force, or get an external recorder and record your songs. But as it is, there's no song mode and no export mode for that song. Just something to be aware of. But since the 3.0.2 came out and it has a Splice integration, Akai was pushing that Splice integration, so it is live. So you know that they're fulfilling their promises. They're just not doing it in the time that they said they were going to, because the update was supposed to be out mid-March, and it's now the beginning of April. So they're a little slow and they don't communicate. I definitely see questions all up and down. When's the update coming out? When's the update coming out? And they don't say anything. They have their own game or whatever. I don't know what to call it. Their own way of communicating. And they just keep things quiet, and they just tell you what they want to tell you when they want to tell you. And but since they did say Splice was coming out, Splice integration was coming out, and they came out with it, that's cool. So they do things that they say they're going to do, just not when they say they're going to do it. So it's pretty cool. Anyway, if you're finding value in the content, smash the like button. My name is Matthew. Subscribe to the channel if you want more Force videos, more NPC live videos. Check out my Patreon. I just launched it yesterday. I got sound packs on there, and I just added a new one at the data level. It's like an 808 sound kit. You could pull into your Force. You could pull it into your NPC Live. It's all there. And you could check that out. Matthew Stratton / or patreon.com/Matthew Stratton. Check that out. And yeah, there you go. There you go. You get drum patterns for all the drum kits in 4. I don't know what you're asking. MIDI? Like MIDI patterns for what drum kits? I don't know what the drum kits are. There's a 20-second delay on the streams to keep the string quality up, so I don't know what kits you're talking about. Some people want some more VHTs. And big props to Solar Eclipse, signed up for my Patreon. And, absolutely appreciated. Solar Eclipse was the first person to recommend that I do Patreon. So I did it. Appreciate you. Absolutely. You're amazing. You're amazing. Appreciate you. All right. Are you in contact with Akai in any way? If so, any word on sung mode? I'm not in contact with Akai anyway at all. Period. Like, I've sent stuff to their support, and I've asked about song mode, and they don't reply. So I've asked about the inputs on the Akai Professional Force, and they didn't reply. And I got like a survey, and saying that somebody should have replied, blah, 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 blah. I responded to the survey saying nobody replied. And a couple of days later, somebody came back to me, said pretty much the inputs on the Force are similar to the inputs on the MPC Live, as far as recording quality. And that was the answer I got. And no response on song mode. But that's pretty much it. I mean, I contacted Akai like several years ago about transferring my MPC studio to somebody. But no, I'm not in contact with Akai anyway. I'm simply a user. What's up, Roger Starchild? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes. How's the Force going with you? I know that you were making those videos. How you digging the Force? And I have a Linux computer in the Force. How can I add a sound to my Force without a program for Windows or Mac? So you need a SD card. Like I'm assuming you're asking how do you transfer, like if you have sound banks like on your computer, if you have like sounds you want, you need an SD card or a USB card, like some kind of device. I say SD because to me that's what I use. It's the simplest one. But a SD card, USB drive, you can just plug that into your computer, transfer your sounds onto that card, pull that card from your computer, put it into your Force, and you can access to any sounds that you want. And Solar Eclipse, appreciate your kind words. You sell their products better than they do. Well, it's information, I just communicate the way I know how to communicate. That's all there is to it. Yeah, if you do go into computer mode, you can still have access to your SD card, but you can't have access to the internal card. There's a built-in hard drive. It's got 16 gigabytes on it, but only like a couple gigabytes are free for your own sounds. You cannot access that in computer mode, but you can access your SD card. Splice program for download. You don't need a program to download. Or do you need to? I don't know if you need a program. I see what you're saying now. If you have Splice, you just wanted. If you didn't want. Now, obviously, you could link them on your Akai Force. You could get the sounds directly in your Force if you have the Force. But if you just wanted that, I don't know. See, because it doesn't look like you have access to them. Use one credit, download. Because yeah, it is a program on Windows. So if you have Linux, I don't know. This is the first time I use Splice today, and but I honestly don't know. There might be a way to do it. But I really don't know. But if you have the Force, you could get them on the Force. But that's pretty much that. Yeah, you need the app. I got the app on here, but if you have Linux, what do we use? Bluetooth and the Wi-Fi for Force. So I have I'm on Wi-Fi. I'm using Wi-Fi. Has everything been stable for you? Yes. Everything's fine. I the whole time I had the Force, I did have one crash only. And it was a known, I think it was a known bug. It had something to do with like copying and pasting program sounds, like sounds or something. I don't know. I was trying to make a drum kit and I was using all the pads and copying and pasting all the pads. And I was trying to delete pads. And in that process, I got one crash the whole time that I had it. So there you go. And I know that some of these bugs are known and some are repeatable, and they've actually fixed some of them on the new update. So buy Force until they add production feature. Waiting to buy Force. That's reasonable. Because it is advertised as a production, so I guess they want you to produce everything in the box. That's what it sounds like. But you know, this is kind of the purpose of my channel too, to give you information. You got to know what it can do, what it cannot do. Anyway, so Roger Sarchild says I had it for months. Splice is really good. They are super keen on the design, especially for Ableton users. All right, there you go. So we can hook our Force's Bluetooth and Wi-Fi up together. Things like MIDI keyboard. Yeah, so if you look right here, I got this Akai Bluetooth. Now I haven't tried it on the Force yet, but it works on the MPC Live. It has batteries, and it's completely wireless. You just put your batteries in there. You turn the switch, the battery, and this can go wireless and has like the arpeggio on there, but it doesn't MIDI sync. But you could play the keys wirelessly. So you know, Wi-Fi I think is more for like Ableton sync, and now Splice integration. Peter S says he connects the X key with Bluetooth to Force, works great. All right, all right. And Seaboard. Works great. Yeah, the LPK25 wireless works great. I don't even think they make them anymore, but it works fine. It's just like plugging in a USB keyboard, but it's wireless. All right. So I'm going on the stream for about an hour now. What I want to do is kind of wind it down, and I want to load the update, the 2.5, onto the MPC Live, test it out for a couple minutes, and then come back and come live with the MPC Live. But I did want to get the Force one out there because it's something that had been promised by Akai, and they did come out with it. So Akai, they're keeping their promises. It's just the timeline was a little off, but they definitely kept the promises. So the next couple things we need to look for, I guess the next thing they promised was the export in .als or Ableton files. So hopefully that comes out soon, so we can export those. If you have Ableton Live, you see what I'm saying? You could bring it into Ableton Live. So I think that's the next thing that they kind of promised. And you know, I'm going to go ahead and get onto my MPC Live, and then come back over, and yeah, I appreciate you guys. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. If you want to know more about the Akai Force, in this video, somewhere like in one of these corners, there's a little circle that says an I. Click that circle, and it'll take you over to the playlist. That playlist is going to have Akai Force videos that I have produced. There's like 20 something videos in there, 25 videos. Just go through them and find whichever ones that might be relevant to what you want to know. I do new videos all the time as I'm learning. I'm still learning, so I'm still going to do more videos. And yeah. Hang on, does Splice now work with the MPC Live? You know what? I'm about to find out. So I'm about to install the 2.5 update on my MPC Live. I'm going to see if Splice works on there. I'm going to come back. Give me like 30 minutes or an hour. I don't know. However long it takes to get that installed and get everything set up. I'm going to come back and I'm going to let you know. Appreciate you guys. Love you so much. Progress daily. Keep killing it. Continue creating music. And we'll talk soon. And then I'm going to come over here and